Hello, everybody. My name is Drew, and we're going to be doing part two of this walkthrough of the admin settings for an admin that is in a multi-seat account. So if you're managing a team in VibeCloud, whether it's from a marketing standpoint or a CRM standpoint, you're going to find some useful stuff here. Now, part one of this video, we went through more of the settings, creating new users, adding those users to teams, things along those lines. So a little bit more of the foundational setup of just kind of prepping your account for this, for managing a team. Now we're going to talk a bit more about how to, say, upload contacts, how to share templates, how to assign your contacts, creating filter views so that you can see who owns what, and also how you can share those filter views with your team, assigning tasks, managing your team's tasks, and also how to manage your team's pipeline. So we're going to be going through all of that here. Also, just to note that this is going to cover, filter views are going to come up a lot here. And so if you don't even know where to start with them, or if you get lost in this, please refer to our filter view help center content, because we're going to be assuming that you know just like the fundamentals here, and it's going to be more of like guiding you beyond those fundamentals for how to do specific things with your filter views. So let's get started with this. Let me share my screen. Now I'm going to have these two tabs open so I can kind of go back and forth and just show you a little bit from the manager standpoint versus from the user standpoint. So first of all, let's start with sharing templates. Now, there's a lot of different kinds of templates in the system, from email templates to series templates and text templates, also content. This all basically works the same regardless of what kind of stuff you're working with. So we're just going to work with email templates because they are so commonly used. So we're going to the communication tab and then to templates right here. Now, let's say I want to share these templates right here with a team of users. I could actually do that from here just with this, editing this folder. And then I'm going to click on sharing, and I'm going to just share it with the marketing team. I hit save. Now I can see shared with marketing team right here in the email templates table. And heading over here to the user view, go to communication, templates. In the shared with me tab, this is important. Users will get tripped up on this occasionally. They need to check my templates versus shared with me. So anything that's shared will be seen and shared with me. And here we go. This user can now see these email templates right here. I'm also able to just copy a template over to a user. So let's see, I'm on the user 2 here. So let's check the box next to this email template, go up to where it says one selected, and you can see right here, copy selected. So I'm, oops, sorry, not that right there. I'm going to copy to users. And copy to users, select users. I'm going to choose this Drew Ross 2, hit OK. And I'm going to go back to my templates. And we can see this copy here in my templates. So you've probably picked up on here, like, wait a second, I got some stuff and shared with me, some stuff in my templates. Why is this? Well, there are two separate concepts in the system of sharing content versus copying it. When I share the content as the admin with my sub-user, it's still basically my content. I have control over it. I can make changes to it, and those changes will be reflected immediately to those users. Now, the limitation is that the users can't make their own changes to it while it's in that shared with me state. But they are able to go in and you'll see right here at the top, copy email template into personal template. So they can make their own copy, still retaining their original shared copy. But in this personal one, they can make whatever changes they need to it. So again, we can see right here now under my templates, this other template that I just made a copy of into my account is now mine, and I can do whatever I like with it. But as an admin, if you copy to users one of your templates, you're basically skipping that process. It's not going to be shared with them. It's just going to be zapped right over into their account. And there's not going to be any link there. So to recap, if you use that shared with me way of sharing, it's going to be linked, and you can make changes to your original template, and those changes will be viewable. And anytime you make a change, it'll be visible for your users in there shared with me. But if you copy it, there's no link. It's a one-time action. It'll be plopped in their account, and but they can make changes to it, but any changes you make won't be linked. Excellent. So let's move along. So we're going to go into assigning contacts. So first of all, we're going to go over to contacts in that left sidebar. Now, there are a few ways that you can manage who owns what contacts. So first of all, when you're importing, maybe you're importing a list and you know that all of these contacts are going to belong to a particular person on your team. You can make that a one fell swoop kind of a process by going to import contact lists, and you'll see right here this drop down where you can import on behalf of somebody on your team. So you can select that other person and upload it, and it will go to that user. You're also over here in contacts. Let's just jump over to my contacts right here. You can select using these little check boxes right here, whoever you need, and where it says however many selected in this drop down right here. You can change owner, choose who you want it to go to, and as you can see in this little checkbox here, you can remove these people from your contact lists if you so choose. That is optional. So that's how you can do it in mass. Note here too that often when you're doing this, you're going to be doing it to a lot of contacts. And so you can select all by hitting this little checkbox up here at the top. That will select everybody on the page. And then this blue bar will pop up above the table, giving you the option to select all items available. You can also see in this drop down, it'll say how many are selected right here. And just above that drop down, you'll see what the total number of entries are in whatever table it is you're looking at. So you can kind of confirm there. So you see that 10 are selected, but we really need 42. We'll click here to select all 42. And now we can see here, all 42 are selected, change owner, and we can move this along to whoever we need. You're also able to, when we go into a contact record, you'll see the owner here under the details table, and you can hit this edit button to open this modal to edit your contact. And right here under owner, you can choose somebody else. And again, like before, you can have it removed from your contact lists upon transfer if you so choose. Now let's move to filter views. So we're going to go back to our contacts. Now, something that admins of a multi-seat account often need to do is look at contacts that belong to various different users. And filter views are an extremely useful way of doing this. So anytime you're looking at a data table in your account, you'll see a drop down in the upper left corner that's going to be telling you what you're looking at. So in this case, I'm looking at my contacts. So these are going to be obviously all the contacts that belong to me. If I click on this, I can choose all contacts. So it's going to be everybody across my entire account, regardless of user. But you might need to just pull up everybody that belongs to a particular user. So that's where our filter view is going to come in. I've got one that was already made here. So we can click on this. Owner is second user, which is one of the users in my account here. And you can also see just under that filter view what the filters are that are applied here. You can see owner is Drew Ross 2, the second user. So this has pulled up everybody that matches that particular criteria. Now, something that some users find useful when doing something like this is like you could make a filter view for each of your various users in your account. But what you could also do is just make a filter view that you just edit on an ongoing basis for whoever you want to pull up. So I'm going to do that right here. I can hit edit filter, and I could just say, call it just maybe a specific. We're getting really creative here. Specific rep filter. Let's just go with that. Now, one thing that's important here, by the way, is you'll need to apply the filters across all users' contacts. Otherwise, you could say my contacts, and that's not going to be any good for looking at the contacts that belong to other users. But that is the default setting here, so you're going to always need to change it to all users' contacts when you're doing this. And then under the filters here, owner is, and we choose the owner here. So I could just switch this over to Drew Ross 3, hit save, and now we can see all the users that belong, or all the contacts that belong to that other user. And just to demonstrate it more quickly, you really can move back and forth through these pretty quickly. So boom, choose a different user if I want to toggle back and forth, and we can just do it like that. Now, another thing that you might find yourself needing to do is creating a filter view that is visible to everybody on your team. For instance, it might be everybody needs to see, like, they need to be able to pull up who all of the customers are. So we are going to jump over here to a customers filter view. Now, in this demo account, we've created a custom field for contact type is customer. And so that's what this is filtering for. So we got contact is customer. Now let's take a look at this filter view. So we've got this applied across all users. And we've used this here, make filter view available to all users. So what that means is that this filter view is now displaying in all user accounts. So we're going to jump over to the member user account in this window. And we're going to click over to contacts. And here we go. This filter view is now visible in my account right here. Now, this particular user here doesn't have any contacts that match the criteria. But as you can see, the filter view is visible to them. All right. Now, let's take a look at tasks. We're going to jump over to the CRM portion of the system through that left navigation. And there's going to be a lot of similar concepts here. This is, again, going to be very filter view driven. Anything that says my open tasks, my completed tasks, these are going to apply to you. Today's tasks also by default applies to you. But when we look over here at all open tasks, for instance, we are able to see all the tasks that across the team that are open. And let's take a look here at this team tasks. When we click into the edit filter, this is going to just display everything this is basically today's tasks, except it's applying across the entire team. So something like this is going to be very useful for getting a sense of what tasks are currently due across your team. So we can see the due date right here. And here, let's add under columns. Under owner task. So we can see the different owners right here of these various tasks. And based on today is February 11th, I can see right here that we've got a task that is quite a bit overdue. So this would prompt me to reach out to that rep and see if there's a reason why that rep is holding off on calling Gerald here as an example. Another thing that is quite useful is assigning tasks. So when you're creating a task, we can give it a different owner. And what that means is that this task will be assigned to this sub-user within my account. They'll also receive an email saying, hey, this other person on your team has assigned you a task. So you don't even have to worry about pinging them, letting them know. They'll receive an email notification, and of course they'll see it in their CRM. But as you can see, this system here picked up on the fact that this selected owner is not me. Do I want to receive an email when this task is completed? So this is extremely useful in saving people from having to notify them of stuff that they might not need. They really shouldn't have to notify each other about. So when this sub-user completes this task, I'll get an email telling me that, hey, that really important task that you went out of your way to assign to somebody, it's been completed. And of course, also, let's say here, this particular person is slacking on completing this task. Maybe they're on vacation or something. I'm also able to reassign this to somebody else if I need to from right here. So I could reassign that and let somebody else take care of it. Lastly, we are going to go through opportunities. Now, there's not a great deal here that's unique from some of these other systems that we've looked at, like your contacts and your tasks. Again, this is very filter view driven, but there are a couple of things that are worth looking at here. Like, again, we got my opportunities versus all opportunities, and it's quite useful as an admin to be able to just get that big company or just team-wide overview of what's all happening across these different team members. And again, of course, you can create a rep specific filter so that in this case we're looking at all the opportunities that match a particular rep. We look at the filter view, we'll see that you set this up just like you'd set up the other ones, where you apply the filter across all users, and you can set a filter for owner is whichever team member you so choose. Now, another thing too that sales managers find really useful here is the fact that you can reassign these opportunities directly from this page. So for instance, again, let's say somebody's on vacation and we really need to get this deal across the finish line. What you can do, so that you see how I'm hovering over this row here in this opportunity card, and it kind of, like when I hover over it, it gets those underscored lines. Now, if I double click here, I'm able to change the owner just from this page. So choose owner. I'm going to reassign this to, maybe I'm going to reassign it to myself. I'm going to close the deal here. I hit OK. And now this is my opportunity, and I can close it from here. Other items here, or other rows that you see in your opportunities, can be edited like this, like the amount. I can change the amount there. I can change the estimated close date. I can add a new summary, and you can take care of all of this right there. Hitting the enter button will often be what submits those changes that you've made to that opportunity from that page. Now, another thing too that I think is really useful is, as a sales manager, you might not have all of the latest information on a given deal, and it might not be, you might want to just get up to speed on something without having to bug one of your sales reps. And so from this opportunities page, you see this blue button in the upper right corner. When you click on that, you can quick view your opportunity here. And from here, we can just get a nice little quick view of what's going on with this opportunity. I can choose I can click here for the latest activity. I'll see the calls that were logged, the emails that were sent from here. I can take a look at the contacts. Same sort of deal. We got the quick view. You can edit it, email, text, all from this page here. You can hit a quick view just to zoom in on just that one particular contact in the opportunity. So you can get a lot done just from the opportunities page here. Obviously, the tasks list is going to be a main spot for information for you here as well. And all right, so I'm going to stop the sharing here. And yeah, so I hope that this has been helpful, just giving you some really helpful pointers into how to get started in this account when you're managing multiple people. Just to recap, we talked about how to share templates, how to share content, assigning contacts to people, how to use filter views for things like tasks, contacts, opportunities, all of that stuff. So I definitely encourage you to experiment with this stuff, get familiar with it. And of course, if you have nuanced questions about your particular workflows and all that stuff, definitely reach out to us. We're here to help, and we would love the opportunity to do so. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much.